Hey guys, it's Brandon here, and we are on site today in sunny, beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Caravelle Resort. Now, I'm going to take you inside of a one-bedroom, one-bathroom oceanfront condo. We're going to do a full condo tour. We're also going to hop into a profit and loss statement that has your gross rental income, all of your operating expenses, and your profit and loss, so you can see just how much these one-bedroom units make. Additionally, we're going to jump into your appreciation. If you buy low and sell high and time that just right, how much money can you make holding a one bedroom, one bathroom in appreciation over a 10-year period? We're also going to hop into your depreciation, just how much you can write off on your taxes owning an investment condo right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Additionally, we're going to look at gross rental income numbers of other top performing units on site right here at the Caravelle, so you got a good idea of how much these one-bedroom units make. Now, guys, you got to stay tuned until the end. I've chocked this video full of all of the valuable investor information that you need to make a savvy investment decision. I don't want to see you step into the pitfalls that amateur investors make in our market. No, I do not want that for you. So I have chocked the video full of the information that you need. Additionally, you have to check out the must-see investors playlist. I interviewed Gosha Cook, who owns 24 properties, 15 of which are Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos. She's a conservative investor. She bought her condos cash. She's not really a risk taker. She drops valuable insights, tips, and tricks during that interview that you don't want to miss. I also interviewed Matt Freeze, who owns 11 Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos. He's a lender, he's a risk taker, and he has a much less conservative approach as compared with Gosha. And he drops pure fire when it comes to operations, the secrets, and the trade of Airbnb oceanfront condo operations, managing those short-term vacation rentals. Now, additionally, I interviewed Rufia Nigro, and she owns $10 million worth of Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos. Yes, that's 27 Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, yet she lives in Florida and owns all her condos here. Interesting, right? If you want to know why, watch the investors playlist. You got to. If you're a serious investor and you're wanting to make money in the oceanfront condo game, which you can, Matt Freeze made $1.4 million on 8 of his oceanfront condos in only an 8-year span. He averaged $22,500 per year per condo. So guys, if you're serious about this, watch the must-see investors playlist. Now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop me a comment. I will do my best to make sure I answer all of your comments. It gives me your questions give me excellent content that I can bring to the market to provide you guys with the answers to your questions. So drop me a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way. I don't want to hold us up. Let's get into this video on the Caravelle Tower right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You'd like to invest in an oceanfront condo at a beach resort. I'd like to show you how they make profit and break down all their expenses so you understand how they operate, how they appreciate over time, and how to choose the right property manager for your goals. I'd also like to let you know what your HOA includes, how the location best services the tourist booking your unit, how your tourist can navigate the area to the best attractions, restaurants, and local events. I'd like to give you a market report on the resort that you're checking out today so that you make savvy investment decisions. And if you stay tuned until the end, I'll show you my top picks for the units that have appreciated the most in our market or generated the most gross rental income. So no matter if you're a first-time investor, a seasoned professional transitioning into the real estate game, or simply a casual investor who wants to buy an oceanfront condo to rent out while you're not using it for vacation. Whether you've got 15% to pay down because you're financing or you're a cash buyer, if it's an oceanfront condo you're after, you'll be better because I'm aiming to give you a 10 times return on your time for watching this video to the end. All right, guys, we're on site today right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Caravelle Resort. Now, the registration office is technically here. It's underneath all of this landscaping. I'm going to get you there in just a minute. Now, there's Caravelle Main, right directly across the street. It is this large building with all of those super cool and fun outdoor amenities. Now, technically, you see this building way off in the distance? That is the Caravelle Towers. It's another building that belongs to the Caravelle, several of them here. So let's get into the registration office. I want you to see it. We do have St. John's Inn right here across the street. And then a little bit further up the street, as you can see at this intersection, that's the Monterey Bay Resort. All right, April through September, guys, that's your peak season. It's when you're going to make 70 to 80% of your income. June, July, and August, that's the peak of the peak. You are going to make so much money if you're doing it right. You should make enough money June, July, and August to pay all of your operating expenses for the entire year. We learned that from Matt Freeze. If your product is superb, that will happen. Now, this is the registration office when you're coming right here into the Caravelle. As you can see, pretty snazzy, not bad. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can enjoy and increase the passive income of your oceanfront condo through the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit the #2 vacation destination on the East Coast each year. Not only can you enjoy the equity paid for by visiting tourists, but you can also anticipate the over 100% appreciation experience at many of the oceanfront resorts in our market during the recent decade. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can depreciate them, reducing your overall tax burden, keeping more money for you and your loved ones, and ensuring unnecessary taxes aren't paid. We are coming off the elevators right here on the 10th floor. As you can see, pretty cool view way up here. And we're going to make it to unit 1040. Just wanted you to see that cool view, guys. Not bad. Let's get in unit 1040 right here at the Caravelle Resort. Guys, as soon as we walk in, you see two nice, big, full-size beds. Really, really nice modern decor. Nice mirror right there in the middle. Closet over across the way. Desk in the corner. I definitely like that desk. Nice Airbnb touch. Flat screen TV against the wall. LVP flooring. Very, very cool setup here. The decor is great. All right, in your kitchen, tile flooring. We've got a full stove, a sink, a dual sink. We've got modern cabinetry, as you can see, microwave, and of course a refrigerator. Now there is a closet here. Nice for extra space. We do have our restroom here, as you can see. Nice big full-size vanity. And of course that tub shower combo just right here. All right, we have our main room, our living room. Of course, there's a nice little eat-in table here with a little swag light, which is pretty cool. You've got your living room set up with your couch, your flat screen TV, and of course your money maker, the balcony we're going to get to in a minute. You do have a Murphy bed here. The more beds, the more heads. That's how it works. The more money you make in gross rental income. Now, this is your money maker. Of course, we do have a little deck out underneath us. You can look kind of straight down and see how that lays out there. But there is plenty of sand and ocean right in front of us, guys, as you can see. That's what people are paying for. They're paying to see sand and ocean when they step out on that balcony. Beautiful decor, nice colors. Looks really sharp. And that wraps it up right here on this tour of the Caravelle Resort. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. In this video, I've shown you the resort, explained the property, and given you a walkthrough of the property. But next, I'll cover the accommodations and amenities offered by the resort and give you a walkthrough of the amenities so you can see why tourists choose oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Then I'll discuss on-site versus off-site management so that you learn how to maximize profitability on your unit and avoid the pitfalls other investors have made. Then I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. All right, so let's get across the street, guys, to the Caravelle main building. That's that one there. I do want to show you the parking deck is literally just outside of registration, which is just right here. There's your parking deck. Now, in the lower part of this building, there's a really cool restaurant. It's called RJ's Restaurant and Bar. Essentially, let me get out of this car's way. It is literally just across the street there. That little undersection, you can see right there, RJ's Restaurant and Bar. That's it, right down below right there. Now, on the other side of this building, that's where all of your elevators are, the fitness center, and everything else, which we're just about to get to in a second whenever I can get across this busy road. I do want to show you real quick, way off in the distance, that is the Grand Cayman just right there. So you're right down from the Grand Cayman and from the Ocean Reef. All right, now we can't really get into RJ's right now because it is closed. They don't open until 4 p.m. Just a little less than an hour from now. You can see it's a breakfast buffet. There's a menu right here, 7 to 11, and then 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Let's check this out. This is your front entrance. Please use front entrance. Well, can't really get in there. I want to see if I can peek through the glass for you. See if you can see anything. Yeah, you can kind of see a little bit in there. The bar menu is right here. The breakfast menu is right here. Too easy. Now, there's another parking deck here, as you can see. Also a gift shop that way. Now, this is where your fitness center is. Can I squeeze by you guys real quick? Thanks, man. Apologies. All right, guys. Got a fitness center, game room, guest laundry, gift shop, elevators. Your fitness room is just right here. Give you a little peek. As you can see, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. You do have a game room here. Not bad. Kind of Jack and Jill's right through to here. Another game room with all kinds of little cool games. All right, guys. I'll take you this way real fast to the gift shop. Just this way. This is the gift shop right here at the Caravelle. So if you leave anything at home and you need to pick something up, they've got everything that you need right here at the gift shop, right here, first floor of the Caravelle. Now you'll notice there's some really cool on-site amenities here, which we're going to get to in just a minute. All right, guys. Oh, I don't want you to miss this part. Very, very cool little section here. You got drinks, ice cream, anything that you need from sitting out by that pool with the hot sun. Very cool gift shop here. All right, now our next stop is going to be the on-site amenities. You do have, let's see, elevators here to the left. This is, again, connecting right to the parking deck, as you can see. And then you got your pool and beach access. Drink machines, snack machines. It's going to be loud. They're playing live music, guys, right here at the Caravelle. All right, so come out. Really cool pool. As you can see, plenty of area to sit out and lay out. Perfect little spot for the kiddies. As you can see, they're having a blast. All right, guys. That's the Caravelle, guys. That's the Caravelle. Plenty of area to lay out, get sun, have fun in the sun. Little kitty lazy river, as you can see. Regular lazy river for the adults. Little 3-foot pool on that side. And of course, we're going to get to the beach access and the little tiki bar set up right over here. Plenty of drinks right here, guys, right on site. Little area to sit out. Of course, plenty of space to lay out. And this pretty much spans the full length of the Caravelle. It's obviously well taken care of. You got hammocks. It takes you over all the way to the next resort, as you can see just down there. All right, let's get to that beach access and take a look. Marco Polo poolside grill. Look at that, guys. Plenty of sandy ocean and beach. Plenty of sandy ocean and beach. And there's the Caravelle. Now, on-site versus off-site property management. Very simply, guys, you always want to self-manage. You do not want to hand your profits over to a property management company. Plus, if you're serious about building a robust portfolio, well, guys, guess what? You taking the helm and doing this the first year or two is going to provide you with the experience that you need in order to better understand your investment and your money. So that way, when you do hand it off to a property manager, you'll know what to look for if they're doing a good job or not. Additionally, no one's going to manage your property like you are. And I will tell you, If you're thinking to yourself that you don't have time because you have a full-time job and you can't handle anything else, then you're wrong. You need to get focused. You need to get self-disciplined. You need to get serious with yourself about your future and your retirement. Now, here's the deal. Matt Freese owned 11 oceanfront condos, and he owns a mortgage brokerage. He's got a full-time day job and manages his oceanfront condos from his phone and his laptop. Gosha Cook owns 15 oceanfront condos, 2 commercial properties, and a long-term rental. Manages them. She leverages technology. She also owns a property management company and has 110 doors that she's responsible for. The point is that, very simply, lots of people are managing this type of rental right from their phone. They're syncing their calendar with their cleaning lady's calendar. And, she's going and cleaning that unit. They're handling guests through automated text messages and emails right there on the platform. It is not rocket science. You can completely run this from your phone and your laptop. And you can be out of state. Matt Freese is out of state. There are plenty of out-of-state investors that buy these condos and manage them all the time. Do I run into a lot of husband-wife couples that do this? Absolutely. If that's you, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because this is the fastest growing area out of the 150 most populated areas in the entire United States for the last 3 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. This helps to insulate our market from many of the ups and downs that the rest of our nation's real estate market experiences. This can help you have a more stable rental property. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they have a tremendous upside when compared to money market accounts and the stock market, due to the appreciation they earn and the potential of higher annual yields through their gross rental income when compared to these other investments. Money market accounts and the stock market don't have the upside of added appreciation. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because while our prices have risen and have held their value, we're also much cheaper than other places like Florida. Where else can you go and find an oceanfront condo for as little as $100,000? If you're getting into the real estate game or expanding your current portfolio, the bang for your buck is sitting right on the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina oceanfront. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, that HOA fee is going to include electric in the common area, water and sewer, trash pickup, elevator service, pool service, landscape lawn, insurance, manager, security, rec facilities, legal and accounting, common maintenance and repair, electric in the unit, and pest control. Here are the attractions that create the strongest draw for your guests. Now, Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach is a vibrant waterfront destination that seamlessly blends shopping, dining, and entertainment. Now, set along the Intercoastal Waterway, this expansive complex features over 100 specialty shops and boutiques, offering everything from fashion and accessories to unique gifts and coastal treasures. Culinary enthusiasts can indulge in a diverse array of restaurants, including the upscale Greg Norman Australian Grill, the lively Lulu's Beach Arcade and Ropes Course, and the family-friendly Crooked Hammock Brewery, known for its craft beers and relaxed atmosphere. Entertainment options abound with venues like the Alabama Theater, showcasing musical performances, and the House of Blues, hosting concerts and events. Now, families can explore attractions like Alligator Adventure, one of the largest reptile facilities in the world, or enjoy seasonal events like Summerfest and holiday fireworks. Whether you're seeking a leisurely stroll, a shopping spree, or an evening of live entertainment, Barefoot Landing offers a memorable experience for visitors of all ages. Broadway at the beach. It's another excellent tourist attraction. It's only 5 minutes away. Guys, it is 350 acres of fun. Let me tell you, fireworks shows and boat rides and Wonderworks and I mean, Wahlburgers and Dave & Buster's, and there's just so much to do. You don't want to miss it. They got a new area out there where the Hangout is, another great little restaurant. They've got golf you can play. I mean, like little putt-putt golf. It's a lot of fun. Now, the Greg Rouse Legacy Theater is a premier entertainment venue that offers a unique and intimate live performance experience. Founded by acclaimed entertainer Greg Rouse, the theater showcases a variety of shows, including the popular Music and Memories series, which features a world-class cast and band performing beloved songs from past decades. Each performance is 100% live and changes nightly, ensuring a fresh experience for returning guests. The theater has been recognized as WMBF's Best Show of the Grand Strand in 2024, highlighting its commitment to quality entertainment. With a seating capacity of 800, the venue provides an intimate setting that fosters a sense of community and connection between performers and the audience. In addition to its diverse musical offerings, the theater honors military personnel and first responders with special discounts, and during the summer offers promotions such as 2 free child tickets with the purchase of an adult ticket. The Greg Rouse Legacy Theater stands as a testament to Rouse's dedication to creating memorable, family-friendly entertainment that resonates with audiences of all ages. Pirates Voyage. Now, guys, they are doing acrobatics. It's a red team and a blue team of pirates, and they are jumping in the water. They are playing with fire. They are getting all of the guests involved. It is a dinner show. And while you're having dinner and they're serving you great food, they're getting you involved in what they're doing. It is a lot of fun. Your kids, your family is going to enjoy it so much. You don't want to miss the Pirates Voyage. The Alabama Theater, nestled in North Myrtle Beach, Barefoot Landing, has been a premier entertainment venue since its inception in 1993 by the renowned country music band Alabama. Celebrated as the #1 live entertainment theater in the area, it offers a diverse array of performances that captivate audiences of all ages. From February through October, the theater showcases its signature variety show, Iconic, a dynamic production featuring a blend of country, pop, rock, and Broadway hits, complemented by state-of-the-art visuals and choreography. As the holiday season approaches, the venue transforms to present the South's grandest Christmas show, a festive extravaganza filled with traditional and contemporary holiday music, dance, and comedy. Throughout the year, the Alabama Theater also hosts an impressive lineup of guest artists, including notable names like Josh Turner, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Jay Leno, ensuring a memorable experience for every visitor. With its commitment to high-quality performances and family-friendly atmosphere, the Alabama Theater remains a must-visit destination for those seeking top-tier entertainment in the Grand Strand region. The House of Blues in North Myrtle Beach, located at Barefoot Landing, is a premier entertainment venue that combines live music, Southern-inspired cuisine, and vibrant atmosphere. Established in 1997, this 59,000-square-foot facility features a 2-level music hall with a standing capacity of 3,500 and seating for 500 people, hosting a variety of concerts and events throughout the year. Now, the venue includes a restaurant and a bar that offers signature dishes like voodoo shrimp and jambalaya, alongside craft cocktails and an extensive beer selection. Additional spaces, such as the deck, provide outdoor seating with live music and happy hour specials. With its unique blend of music, food, and art, the House of Blues offers an unforgettable experience for visitors and locals alike. Now, same thing goes for medieval times. It is a dinner show with knights, and they're fighting, and there's swords, and there's horses, and they are having a blast out there, getting you involved in that, in all that fun. Now, the Sky Wheel, a major Myrtle Beach landmark up the road. The Boardwalk and Promenade, another major landmark. Tanger Outlets, if you want to shop, that's where you want to go. Market Common. Now, Market Common is a city within a city. Guys, there's upscale shopping, White House Black Market, Southern Living. I mean, you name it, it's there. There's bookstores and movie theaters. They do all kinds of little festivals. Across the street is a $1.3 million playground called Savannah's Playground. You don't want to miss it. It's probably one of the most desirable places in our market to live. Now, Myrtle Beach International Airport, 15 minutes up the road. Let's get into golf. Dunes Golf and Beach Club. You got to go. It is luxury golf at its finest. You definitely want to check it out. It's right there, oceanfront. Beautiful greens, an excellent place to play golf. Myrtlewood Golf Club, World Tour Golf Links, guys, is going to have holes from some of the best courses around the world. And of course, there's Top Golf. You do not want to miss Top Golf. Guys, there's individual lanes set up to go out, and it's a driving range. You have a blast. There's restaurants. They serve you food, friends, family. It's the kind of thing that you want to do. Get a group of your friends together and go out and hit that driving range. You won't regret it. It'll be a lot of fun. Again, only just a few minutes up the road. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. I am excited to share with you appreciation. How well did these units appreciate if you bought low and sold high, if you timed the market just right? Well, guys, 2015, the low sold price was $70,000 for a one bedroom, one bathroom at the Caravelle. You fast forward to 2025, and that high sales price is $208,000. That's $138,000 in appreciation over a 10-year period. That's $13,800 a year in addition to annual profits, in addition to tax write-offs that you're earning in appreciation on this investment. Now, you might be asking, well, why would you use the low price and then use the high price? Because you want to buy cheap. You make money when you buy. You make money in real estate when you buy. So you want to buy the low end of the market, the underperforming unit that's dated and ugly. You want to remodel it, and then you want to hold it, make a bunch of income from it every year, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and then sell it, and sell it for top price. It's that simple and that easy. And when you have a superb product that is superior in the market, it's very easy to do. So again, $138,000 in appreciation over a 10-year period. You tell me where you can put your money and get all of these benefits: tax write-offs, annual profits, appreciation on the investment, as well as being able to use it with friends and family when you want to. Come on, guys. I know where. Oceanfront Condos, that's the best place to put your money. Now let's check out what some of the other units here, some of the other top performing units are making in gross rental income. Unit 1540 in 2024 made $38,166. Unit 411 in 2023 made $50,027. And then unit 837 in 2023 made $34,805. Out of those top performers, that average gross rental income number is $40,999. And there's a variance of $15,222. That's taking the highest performing unit and subtracting out the lowest performing unit. Variance is kind of a way to compare, basically how consistently a resort performs over its units. And you can take that variance and compare it to other resorts. If there's a close grouping at other resorts, maybe there's only a difference of 6,000 or 7,000. Well, that could indicate that the resort as a whole is performing a whole lot better and has a much stronger brand. Now, what's the secret about concierge services? All right, guys, well, the point is to have concierge services. I once had a client that was featured in Forbes magazine. She had a unit over at the Sea Mist Resort. She made $33,000 with this unit. It did have a nice jacuzzi jet tub. She offered these packages to her clients, and it drove the gross rental income of the unit up. You know, basically bathrobes on the bed, rose petals, towel swans, chocolate, a gift for him, a gift for her, you know, vacation packages. You know, and you could do them themed, of course, you know, for people on their honeymoon and stuff like that. It's an excellent offering. You set up a direct booking website. They go right to your website. You have 3 packages, a $500, a $1,000, a $1,500, and they all include more things. And for the convenience of all of it being planned, in other words, you bought tickets, you contacted your cleaning lady, you gave her $100, and you had her go by, you know, go and order all this stuff for you. You know, order tickets to Pirates Voyage for 2, dinner show. Order a gift, get a gift card to this restaurant here for 2. You know, get tickets to the country music festival. Get, you know, and all the little things, all the little different things that it'd be super simple and super easy that people want to go do in our market. Well, if you go ahead and take care of all of that, you've got it set up in a nice little envelope. It's sitting on the nightstand for them. It's on the counter as soon as they walk in. They've got a concierge experience, and they're going to have an excellent time on their vacation. And they're going to come back, and that's going to build repeat business year over year. And they didn't have to think about it. They didn't have to plan it. You send them an automated email. You signed up for package X. It includes this, 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 and this. We've already got your tickets. We got this. It's going to be on the nightstand for you, blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's simple and easy. And if you do 10 of those at $1,500, we're talking about an extra $15,000 at the end of the year in gross rental income. And all you did was set up a direct booking website, put a web page up, a landing page with 3 different packages, let them choose one, let them process their credit card right there online. You just offered it to them in addition to their rental when they signed up on Airbnb. You told your cleaning lady, hey, here's $100. Go and get all these things for me and leave them in the room for this guest. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, do I buy this property as a second home, or do I buy it as an investment property? Well, guys, if you're going to use it, you might want to buy it as a second home. I'd say if you're going to use it 6 months out of the year, buy it as a second home. It's going to give you a cheaper interest rate, a lower down payment, but you can only rent it out 180 days out of the year. Now, if you're in the game to make money and you're not really going to use it, or you're going to use it just a few weekends or a few weeks out of the year, then you probably want to buy it as an investment property. It's going to be at least 20%, most likely 25% down. It's going to have a higher interest rate. The bank knows you're making money. They want to make money with you. And you can rent it out, 365 days a year. So you have no limits on renting it out. Now, if you buy it as a second home, it's got to be at least 75 miles from your primary residence. Additionally, you do have to occupy it at least 3 weeks out of the year. Now, remodeling your unit. Here's what investors do time and time again, guys. I see it all the time. I help investors do it. They use my contractors. It's so simple, it's so easy, and it applies to more than just oceanfront condos. It applies to real estate in general. People buy underperforming assets, properties, fix them up, and sell them. That's a fix and a flip. It's not rocket science. It's very logical. It's very simple. You buy a property that's ran down, you put some money into it, you sell it for more than you bought it for and more than the remodel cost. It's the same principle that you're doing here, except for you're just renting it out first for a few years while you hold it, and then you turn around and sell it. Now, You always, always, always want to buy the underperforming asset with the ugly carpet, the horrible countertops, the one that's ran down and looks disgusting. You want to buy that one. You want to put some money into it. I won't say always, always, always. If you're using financing and you can find one that's remodeled, it's most likely a smarter move. But for the most part, the strategy is simple. You buy an underperforming asset, you remodel it, and then you rent it out. You design it with all the top-notch design touches of the top 5% Airbnb properties that are on the market. You make sure that you're better than all the competition. An accent wall with a fireplace and a mantle. You got popping, contrasting colors that catch people's eyes and attention on Airbnb. It has a very modern and a very trendy look. Like, listen, there's a game that you've got to play when you're attracting guests and rentals. You can't make the property look like whatever your tastes are and expect it to perform like a top 5%. You're catering to the masses. You're catering to a specific demographic, a specific audience. And there are key elements, like you want to have desk in the room for the kids. You want to have a little game station. You want to have a telescope by the balcony to drink wine and watch the stars. You want to advertise all that stuff in your listing. You want to have a coffee station for the mornings when they wake up. There's certain elements to this that really, really work, guys. And if you do it, you make great money. Yvonne, a client of mine, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. I can't stop talking about her. She bought an oceanfront condo for almost $600,000, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom over at Ocean Reef. She remodeled it. She had it off the market for at least 2.5 months. When she bought the condo, it was making $104,400 in her first 12 months. Remember, she had it off the market for 2.5 months. So that means in less than 12 months, technically, 8.5 months, 9.5 months, whatever. Guess what? She made $140,000 in gross rental income and cleared $30,000 profit. She increased her gross rental income by $36,000 just her first year. She recouped the entire remodel plus some. Was it worth it to remodel the property? Absolutely. Is she already halfway there for a cash out refi? You better believe it. She's already improved the property. Now she's just got to wait a few years and let it appreciate and pull the money out of it, and she can go buy another one. Now, anyways, the point is the remodels work, guys. The top-notch products perform. It gets you winter rentals during the winter months. It makes you stand out and take market share, and you can charge a whole lot more money for a much larger and nicer condo that is in high demand. It's that simple and that easy. 1031 like-kind exchange, a very, very hot topic and one that many investors are interested in. Yes, you can do them with oceanfront condos. A 1031 exchange, named after Section 1031 of the IRS code, allows real estate investors to defer paying capital gains taxes when they sell an investment property, as long as they reinvest the proceeds into a like-kind property of equal or greater value within a specific time frame. The key rules include identifying the replacement property within 45 days and closing on it within 180 days of the sale. Now, this strategy helps investors grow their portfolios more efficiently by deferring taxes and leveraging their equity. But it requires careful planning and the use of a qualified intermediary to handle the transaction. Guys, I have a qualified intermediary for you that I would like to introduce to you to help facilitate your 1031 like-kind exchange. It's that simple and that easy. If you're interested in purchasing properties and you're concerned about capital gains tax, this is a viable strategy that many investors use to build wealth. Get in contact with me. It's 843-360-1737, and I can help you with that 1031 like-kind exchange. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message. and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. Now let's talk through low HOAs versus high HOAs. Let's talk through special assessments and kind of the correlation and how this all plays out. Now people, first-time investors generally want a low HOA resort because they feel like it's less risk. I'm going to completely debunk that for you in just a minute. So I had a client ask me, well, how do I avoid getting hit with a bunch of special assessments? And she was basically working through the understanding that when you have an HOA that has a super low fee, most likely they're not setting aside money in reserves. In fact, most likely they're probably not running the business portion of the HOA well. They're not building up a cushion in case things happen and they need to fix it. Now, generally the higher HOAs are at resorts that have healthy businesses, and they're collecting, instead of setting aside every month when you pay your HOA dues, they are collecting reserves. Now those reserves will go to take care of, most likely, items that need to be fixed and are repaired on site. Now, would you rather pay $50 or $100 a month towards the reserves in your HOA payment, maybe even $150 a month? Or would you rather get hit with a $15,000 special assessment? In my opinion, it's smarter to pay it incrementally. It's not such a big blow. It's already accounted for, and they're setting money aside in the reserves so that they don't have to issue you a special assessment. With a lower HOA fee, they're going to issue you special assessments anytime something breaks or needs to be fixed. Is it better to have a low HOA fee and get hit with multiple assessments throughout the year or a few years in a row that eat through your profits, or just to go ahead and invest in a place that has a higher HOA fee that is putting aside money in reserves to take care of those things so that you don't have to have special assessments over and over and over again each and every year? So, in my opinion, it is more risk. In my opinion, it is more risk to purchase a lower tier oceanfront condo at a lower tier resort with lower HOA fees. It is because there's a lot more competition in the lower end of the market. Those smaller units, there's a huge supply of them. They don't appreciate as well, so there's nothing to really carry you through on the back. If you have a lean year or you get a bunch of special assessments or something hits you, there's nothing really to carry you through if you don't make a lot of profits on the smaller oceanfront condos, as opposed to the larger oceanfront condos that appreciate much better, and they can carry you through some of those lean years. Over the lifetime of the investment, you are still okay if you have a few years where you only make $5,000 profit, $10,000 profit, whatever, on those larger oceanfront condos, $15,000 profit on those leaner years, because they appreciate so well on the back end. It carries you through. You don't have that cushion with a smaller oceanfront condo. I ran numbers, I think it was over at the Dunes Village, on a guy, he was selling his condo. If he would have sold it as asking price, we're looking at $54,000 in appreciation while he owned that condo a year. That's substantial appreciation. As where the smaller oceanfront condos don't appreciate nearly as well, you'd be lucky to get $100,000, or you'd be doing well at $100,000 appreciation for owning it 7, 8, 9, 10 years, versus owning a larger oceanfront condo for 10 years and you're getting $300,000 in appreciation. So there's a lot more cushion in the appreciation aspect of it that's going to carry you overall. If you look at everything, the annual profits, and appreciation combined, if you look at both, there's a lot more cushion in those larger oceanfront condos. So, thinking through risk, people at low tier resorts that are afraid of high HOA fees, and they think they justify it in their mind going, I'm taking less risk by buying something that's cheaper because it's less money out of pocket that I have to spend. Technically, they're positioning themselves to have the highest amount of competition, to have the lowest amount of hedge and appreciation, and to get hit with lots of special assessments. Because their HOA is not setting money aside in the reserve account. Now you tell me what sense that makes, buying a low tier oceanfront condo with a low HOA fee all because you are afraid to take on more risk. You're technically taking on more risk. All right, so if you have a 401k and you have retirement funds, but not enough to live off of, which many Americans are in that boat, because a 401k was never designed for you to retire off of. It was an account for executives to be able to stash away some extra cash, and it got turned into a quote-unquote retirement account. But there's generally, unless you have a ridiculous amount of money in that 401k, it's not going to be enough money for you to retire on. This is where Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, real estate investing, comes into play. Because you've got money in your account that you can be putting in hard assets that generate great annual profits, that appreciate, and that give you tax write-offs. And that's going to happen a lot faster than what you can do in the stock market. Now, or even with bonds, or even with long-term rentals. Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos are one of the best investments in the market. Now, 401k non-recourse loans. A non-recourse loan against a 401k is used when purchasing real estate within the 401k itself, typically through a self-directed solo 401k plan. In this setup, the 401k account, not the individual, purchases the property, not the individual, not the person, but the 401k purchases the property. And a non-recourse loan is used because IRS rules prohibit personal guarantees on 401k owned investments. Now, a non-recourse loan means the lender can only seize the property if there's a default. They cannot go after the investor's personal assets or the rest of the 401k funds. Now, this allows investors to leverage their retirement funds to buy real estate while keeping the investment compliant with IRS rules. However, only the 401k benefits from the investment returns. The annual profits you're making, you can't touch. It's got to go back into the 401k. It can't go into your personal account. And strict rules around prohibited transactions must be followed to avoid penalties. Guys, I just helped a client purchase an oceanfront condo at Dunes Village, a place that is infamous for gross rental income in our market, with a 401k non-recourse loan. It's a very smart move, guys, and you should get started now building that nest egg up. Absolutely. If you do not have enough money to retire on because you're planning on living longer, because your lifestyle demands it, then you need to get in contact with me so that I can get you in contact, and you have a 401k, of course, so that I can get you in contact with a qualified person that can do a 401k non-recourse loan for you. My cell phone's 843-360-1737. Give me a call and let me help you out. Those retirement years could be a whole lot better, and you could be living in a lot more comfort if you had that extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in profit coming in passively from an asset like an oceanfront condo. Now, guys, lots of people are concerned about HOAs. HOAs protect the appreciation aspect of your investment. You know, ultimately, the HOA consists of people that own at that particular resort, and they don't want to pay any of those high HOA fees or any more fees than they have to pay. However, they have enough sense to know that if they don't maintain the property and take care of it well, that the property is going to lose value, and the tourists are not going to continue to rent that property any longer. If that happens, the money that you're counting on in appreciation at the end of the investment when you go to sell it is gone. And that's what you don't want. The appreciation is an excellent builder of wealth. Additionally, it serves as a hedge in case you don't do as well renting your property out. Now, of course, I don't want that for you. I don't expect that for you. If you follow the channel, then you're learning all the things to do. If we've had a few conversations, I'm telling you what to do. So HOAs protect the investment. They protect that appreciation aspect of your property, and when you go to resell it, you're going to be really happy that you had an HOA. Now, investors often are concerned about higher HOA fees. Well, most of the time, the best resorts have the highest HOA fees. They have higher HOA fees. You do not let the HOA fee determine where you invest your money. You let the upside, you let the gross rental income, you follow the money, you follow the cash. It's horrible to allow fear of not having enough and you're not going to be able to make the payment, you're afraid the HOA is too high, to be the determinant as to where you invest. You know, not everybody is successful at investing. A lot of people think that way. Fear is what's driving their decision. Fear is not a smart investment strategy. I wouldn't let it be in the driver's seat if I was you. And you can't. You got to look at the units that are top performing, and you've got to go to those resorts. You got to check out the inventory and the products that are currently on the market, and you've got to invest where you've got upside and potential, where you can make money, because the whole point of this is to make money. You don't invest in a place with a low HOA fee at a low tier resort that doesn't have a really strong brand name. A lot of people don't know about it, and hardly anyone wants to rent there. In my opinion, it's just not a smart strategy. Why would you cap yourself at a place, let's say that, you know, has units, they're making $30,000 a year gross income, when you could be at a place that's making $90,000 or $100,000 a year, and you're putting $30,000 a year in profit in your pocket, all because you weren't intimidated by an HOA fee. And by the way, the tourists that rent the condo pay the fees. And if you're doing it well, and you've watched the interview with Matt Freeze, at least one of them, he plainly said that on his, he owns, you know, at the time I interviewed him, he owned 11 oceanfront condos. Guys, he plainly says June, July, and August, he makes enough money on his condos to pay all the bills for the whole year. So what are you worried about? What are you afraid about? Don't let that HOA fee intimidate you and stop you. Invest where you can make money and build wealth. It requires risk to build wealth. That's how it works. Let's talk about doing a cash out refi. Guys, the real estate strategy using a cash out refinance involves pulling equity from your first investment property after it has appreciated in value or you've paid down the mortgage, and using those funds as a down payment for your next property. Now here's how it works. You buy your first property, you improve it or hold it over time, and once it gains enough equity, you refinance it for more than you currently owe. You take the difference in cash, tax deferred, and use it to buy your second property. You repeat the process, improve, refinance, reinvest, and you create a snowball effect of portfolio growth without needing to come up with new capital for each deal. Now this method lets investors scale rapidly, but it requires good credit. Strategic property selection, that's where I come in, and you gotta get the property selection right, because if not, you're shooting yourself in the foot, you're stifling that snowball effect. If you don't get this one right and it doesn't have solid financials, you might not get approval for the next condo or the cash out refi. Or anyways, the point is you want to make sure you get the right property. Now, strong cash flow is going to be important, and discipline to avoid over leveraging. You do not want to over leverage. So guys, it's very simple and very easy. Lots of people buy oceanfront condos using a cash out refi, either on their primary residence. They'll pull, you know, a few $100,000 out of their home. Of course, their mortgage goes up a little bit, $1,100, $1,200, depending upon how much money they pull out. And they purchase an oceanfront condo, or they do a cash out refi on the oceanfront condo that they bought their first one. It's that simple and that easy. It does create a snowball effect. Once you buy a property and improve it, and it appreciates, and you've paid down that mortgage, of course you're going to pull that cash out and buy another oceanfront condo. Well, you wait 3 or 4 more years, now you've got 2 oceanfront condos that you can employ this same strategy with. You do it to both of them, now you bought 2 more and you have 4 oceanfront condos. Well, yes, you can do it again. 4 more years goes by, you improve properties, you pay out all those profits you're making on the oceanfront condo rentals into the mortgage, and guess what you do? You buy 4 now. Now you got 8 oceanfront condos. So it creates a snowball effect, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that nest egg, allowing you to really build some substantial wealth over time. It's a very viable strategy. If you're interested in learning more about it, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. And now, it is the moment you have been waiting for, and one of the most exciting parts of the video. Let's break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. And then I'll give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now let's work through a cash scenario purchase right here at the Caravelle Resort for a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom unit. Guys, that purchase price is $159,797 for the unit we saw today. The gross rental income from another high-performing 1-bedroom unit here that was unit 411 was $50,027. Now, you might be asking, well, why would you use the gross rental income number from another unit? Well, I want to find the highest performing unit here on site, and I want to set that as my ceiling. The market's already spoken through the gross rental income number saying, hey, this unit here performs really well. We're demanding it to the tune of over $50,027. Well, I'm going to buy an underperforming unit, invest in it, remodel it, and take some of that market share. It's that simple and that easy. I want to know what my ceiling is. That's how I'm going to invest, and I'm not going to use speculation. I'm not going to say, oh, it's the certain on-site amenities, it's the location, it's this and that. That's all speculation. I want some hard data from the market. I can rely on that. That's empirical validation. So I'm going to use that gross rental income number. Now, the Airbnb platform fee of 3% of the gross rental income is $1,581. If you take that $1,581 from the $50,027, you are left with a subtotal of $48,526.19. Now, your property taxes for 2024 on this unit were only $1,143.16. Really, really cheap. That's not per month. That's for the year. Your excise tax was $433. Your excise tax is for use with the police department and the fire department. It's calculated as a $145 base fee for your first $2,000 in gross rental income that you make from your unit. Then, for every $1,000 in gross rental income that you make after that, you got to pay $6. It's that simple and that easy. $433 was that total. Now, local hospitality and accommodations tax, that was 3% of the gross rental income. Technically, it's 1.5% to the city of Myrtle Beach and 1.5% to Horry County. You do have to have a business license to own and operate a short-term vacation rental business in our market. That's what you're paying for there. Your HO6 insurance was $1,000. Be sure to get an HO6 policy that does cover lost gross rental income in case they shut your floor down for construction during your winter months. They typically do construction during those winter months, not during peak season. It's an excellent way to ensure you're profitable year-round. Additionally, let me just throw a quick caveat out. Yes, Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos are rentable 12 months out of the year. It's what makes them the prime real estate investment when compared to long-term rentals and even short-term rentals a block off the beach. Oceanfront condos rent 12 months out of the year. HOA annualized for the year was $10,464. That operating expense subtotal was $14,540.97. Now, if you take that $14,540.97 from that $48,526.19, yes, you are left with a projected profitability of $33,985.22. Guys, that's a cash-on-cash return of 21%. You're putting in $159,797, and you're getting out $33,000, almost $34,000 in only 12 months. You can't do that in the stock market. You're not going to do that pretty much anywhere else. Not in a startup business, maybe a startup business, but you're probably not going to have time to do that because you're already full-time employed. So I don't know where you're going to put your money. You can't get it from bonds. You can't get it from long-term rentals. Oceanfront condos is where you make the serious cash when it comes to investments. In my opinion, it's a sure winner. Now, I didn't include your cleaning cost. That's going to pass through to your guest. Generally, you're going to make money off of your cleaning cost. Your cleaning person is going to charge you $100 for the room. You're going to charge your guest $150. So technically, it's going to make you money. But that is at 30 cleanings, that would be around $3,600 at $120 a cleaning. Now, there are personal property taxes. Generally, it's $500, $600. When you own an investment property, you are going to have to pay personal property taxes on the furnishings. Pretty marginal. I didn't include it. Your HO6 insurance is not included in the HOA fee. Sometimes it is at some different resorts. You do have to buy a separate policy from an insurance agency. Electricity, internet, and pest control is going to be included in your HOA fee. This unit did make $28,879.91 in 2024, and that HOA fee each month comes out to a whopping $872. So if you're looking for a cheaper HOA, a really good opportunity to make some money, yes, a one-bedroom at Caravelle is a winner. Now, will it appreciate as well as larger oceanfront condos? No. So you have to make, that call as to where's the least amount of risk, where's the most return where's the most bang for my buck. All that being said, 21% cash on cash return. You can definitely make money in Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos if you know what you're doing. All right, guys, so let's work through a financing scenario right here at the Caravelle Resort for a one-bedroom, one-bathroom oceanfront condo. Again, that purchase price was $159,797. Your down payment is 25% of the purchase price. That's $39,949.25. I do want to tell you real quick, you can't get financing on properties that have a loan amount lower than $100,000. Generally, the cheapest property you will be able to buy with financing is in that $135,000 price range. Just heads up. Gross rental income, again, from Unit 411 was $50,027. Your Airbnb platform fee of 3% of the gross rental income was $1,581. If you take that $1,500 from that $50,000, you're left with $48,526.19. Your principal and interest was $9,564. That does assume a 30-year fixed rate mortgage with a 7% interest rate. Your property taxes in 2024 was $1,143.16. Excise tax $433. Local hospitality and accommodations tax 3% of the gross rental income. That's $1,581. Your HO6 insurance was $1,000. Your annualized HOA dues $10,464, bringing you to an operating expense subtotal of $24,104.97. If you take that $24,000 from the subtotal up top of $48,526.19, you are left with a projected profitability after financing of $24,421.22. Guys, that's a whopping cash on cash return of 61%. And that's using the bank's money. Man, where can you put $39,949.25, your down payment, and then turn around and walk away with $24,000 in your first year? I know where. Myrtle Beach oceanfront condo. All right, so let's work through your depreciation right here at the Caravelle Resort for a one-bedroom, one-bathroom oceanfront condo. Now, at the purchase price of $159,797, the IRS lets you depreciate real estate over 27.5 years. So you're going to take that purchase price, $159,797, you're going to divide it by 27.5 years, and that's going to give you a taxable income deduction of $5,810.80. Essentially, you're going to be able to make almost $6,000 that you're not going to have to pay taxes on. That's kind of how this washes out. Now, why does the IRS let you do this? Well, they consider depreciation wear and tear on the unit. You got people using your unit. Obviously, it's going to lose value for that. And then you have something called economic obsolescence. That is where, as newer oceanfront condos hit the market, older ones lose value. So the IRS lets you depreciate this unit. Now, you can do something called a cost segregation study, and that's where you're going to accelerate depreciation and take off a large amount maybe in 1 year. Let's say, you're a small business owner, or you're a high income earner and you have a really good year. Well, you don't want to necessarily have to pay capital gains on that. So maybe you accelerate some depreciation on your real estate investment, your oceanfront condo, to write off against that really strong year. So you get in contact with a CPA that specializes in a cost segregation study so you can accelerate depreciation and write off $40,000, $50,000 in a given year. If you're interested in speaking with a CPA that can do that for you, give me a call. I've got one I can introduce you to. It's 843-360-1737. Now, I'll tell you a quick story. I had a first-time investor named Yvonne, sweet lady, great client. She bought a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom oceanfront unit over at the Ocean Reef, and she did a cost seg study. Now, she received a tax refund of $34,000 her very first year owning and operating an oceanfront condo in our market. Not to mention, she cleared $30,000 profit in her first year. So I just want to say, oceanfront condos do make great income. We predict that she'll probably make around $46,000 to $50,000 in profit this upcoming year, which we're very excited for her. And we also want to say that cost segregation studies are the way to go to maximize and use those advanced tax strategies. So please get a hold of me, 843-360-1737, so I can introduce you to my CPA. Now you're probably wanting to know, what are the top 5 oceanfront condo resorts in Myrtle Beach, or in the market period? Well, in the market period, I found one at Sea Marsh last year. The place only has one pool. It's not like a super nice place, but the guy had the right design elements on the unit. He made $90,000 in gross rental income on his unit. In my estimation, he cleared $24,000 profit. He's just got a well-designed unit, you know, and the place is standard. It doesn't have major amenities, doesn't have crazy draws. It's got an $847 a month HOA, a low HOA, but guess what? He crushed it because of the design element on the unit. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Nothing special, nothing hidden. Sea Marsh, it's up there. Ocean Reef, Avon, she's up there. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Caribbean, 1-bedroom, made $72,000 in gross rental income. Let me see here. Dunes Village, by far, absolutely. The majority of their units consistently outperform the rest of the market. Their ocean view units perform better than probably most oceanfront units elsewhere because they have an indoor water park and you can rent the unit out 12 months out of the year due to that indoor water park. It is a sustainable competitive advantage. Dunes Village continues to be one of the top performers in the market. I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that made $103,000 over there. Definitely killing it. I found a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's under contract now. Made $124,000. I mean, like, Dunes Village, definitely. Finally, I'd say Oceans 1 or Resort. I found a unit over there, a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom that made $109,000. Yes, Oceans 1 over in the south end of the beach. I know a lot of investors are skeptical about it, but guys, people are making money there to the tune of $109,000. We're talking, you know, $29,000 profit. So that's my top 5. If you want to know more, get in contact with me, have a conversation with me, call me, guys. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. It's 843-360-1737. Send me a text message, shoot me an email, jump on a live Zoom call with me, ask me your questions, and let's get you somewhere into this investing game that you really want to be in, building wealth and securing a great future for you and your family. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories.